Hey guys, welcome back. This is OctaneZero doing a Starcraft 2 commentary and replies to the new Husky community. In case none of you knew, Husky has a new community and he's actually taking replays, no matter what skill, commentary, or whatever, coming from anyone and picking the one that he thinks is best or the one that is the most fun to put up. So I did not get into it, but he did request that we post videos as a repost to his videos so people could see our videos and that so he could see them as well. So I'm spawning here as the red Protoss, and I'm going against Awiyandel via the blue Zerg. Now this is Blistering Sands, which is a pretty good map, and it's pretty fun to play on for a 1v1. So anyways, I'm working with about 9 harvesters. I just put up that pylon, sending my probe already to go scout the blue Zerg base. Awiyandel already had putting up his spawning pool, kind of early, going for it looks like a Zergling rush, and only has a few drones. Now I'm making more. So there goes that probe going right into the Zerg base to see what he's doing, watching out for any rushing. So I'm doing a pretty standard 1v1 Protoss opening, 1 pylon, 1 gateway, plenty of workers, so I'm pretty economically savvy. So right now I'm Cronus boosting out that worker, and let's take a look at what I'm scouting at over here at the Zerg base. So as you can see, my probe zooming around here, taking a look at and seeing that spawning pool and seeing those 3 cocoons pop up, knowing that there's going to be some Zerglings coming out of that. So I'm going to do a 4-gate proxy, or at least a 2-gate proxy, warp gate, and see what damage I can do. So here goes this probe, putting down this pylon right here, right behind his natural expansion, which is actually a really good place to put it. So here comes blue with several Zerglings coming to attack my base, but he's going to be thwarted. So there's my gateway. It just came up, Cronus boosting out my first zealot. Should be ready right about the time that those Zerglings reach my main. So as best for economy, I'm doubling his with 13 workers and against 7 and 480 against 300 or so. So there goes the Cybernetics core, and my first zealot is done. I am going to Cronus boost out that second zealot, and here come the Zerglings. I see this, and I'm going to try to micro them away just a little bit. So there they go for that pylon, and I'm actually going to send in my workers and try to flank these guys and send in my zealot as well by the time the second one comes out. So these Zerglings are going to go down. He is going to continue pushing in with those lings, trying to keep the rush on, but it is actually probably going to fail. So there go my workers back to work. I still have 14 to his 8 workers, so my economy is still by far better. So there goes my simulator. My Cybernetics core just finished. I gotta get some gas so I can get the warp gate researched. So I'm Cronus boosting out 1 more zealot from that gateway and also bringing in another pylon. And there goes my second gateway. So the blue Zerg over here, Awiyandel, creating more workers, finally getting his economy up and running, and building that extractor. So I better be on the lookout for roaches or hydras or whatever else he tends to make. So he has not scouted that pylon yet, which is actually a really good idea. And I did send that probe that I sent out earlier to this Zelnaga tower, allowing me to see when he is going to attack. So I am right at 50 gas, and right at 50 gas I start researching that warp gate. I am bringing in the 3rd gateway. The 2nd gateway is almost finished. I am bringing out some more zealots. These 4 zealots, 5th one's going to come out soon, will be enough to hold off any Zergling attempt made by the blue Zerg. So 2nd gateway finishes, and I'm Cronus boosting out that that warp gate, and also all the meanwhile making more workers, which is actually very important. So he is beating me in Vespene gas, but not in minerals. Let's take a look at the APM. I am averaging about 42. That's actually pretty good for me because I don't spam buttons, I don't spam like make probes, but I am working at 100 and something right now, which is actually really good. So I am bringing out that Stalker because I am going to go Zealot Stalkers and some Sentries because they do help against roaches and hydras. So that 3rd gateway did finish, and I'm going to make another Stalker out of that. So I'm going to send these Zealots over here to help guard this ramp because he did get my probe over here, and I lost that Zelnaga tower. So Awiyandel, the blue Zerg, already got his Banshee up, or sorry, his Queen, not Banshee, why did I say that? And already making roaches. See, this can be very deadly because roaches are very detrimental to zealots. So he does have both his gases going, which is actually very good for him. but he does not have any upgrades going as for like speedlings or anything for his roaches. But he is laying down them creep tumors, which helps spread his creep and allows his units to move faster. And he's actually teching up his hatchery to a lair, so we could be seeing some Utas. But anyways, for the economy, he's actually surpassing me. Actually, we are doing about even for the minerals, and he's still beating me in gas because I have not put 3 probes, or 2 at least, on this assimilator because I'm focusing on gateways. But I did finish that warp gate, and as you can see, I now have 3. The 4th gateway is going down. It's just over halfway finished, and I do have a sizable force that's actually going to help. And I did spawn 3 stalkers over here that is actually going to help. But I am going to send these over here to attack these destructible rocks and see if I can take in units from the front and back door, because I figure he is not going to watch this back door rock, and I'm going to try to see if I can micro him. My friend's being a retard. Anyways, so I'm putting that pile on there so I can warp in gates or possibly put cannons there to help defend the choke of my main base. And see, there is a sentry, and that is actually very useful against ranged units. So I am Chronos boosting out some more probes. I was supply locked a little bit, but now I have enough pylons to sustain myself. So now that 4th gateway did finish, and we should see some major units coming out of here soon. So I now put units on the gas, and he actually has more harvesters than I do, which is actually detrimental to me. But I do have these 3 stalkers attacking these rocks, and they are going to go down, and I'm going to be able to attack from his front and back door. But this roach army is actually very sizable and could actually be very detrimental to me. And see, yep, there it is. There's a Hydralisk den. He is making some Hydras. This is very bad. But I'm going to bring these stalkers in here and try to do some economic damage, see what I can do. But there's that queen. There's that roach army. I see that. I'm going to pull out, try to micro a little bit. It doesn't do too well against the queen and the roach army. So I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to just sit back and watch and sit back and wait until I get a little bit of a better armor attack from the front and back door. So the APM, I'm running about 90 right now because I was microing those stalkers so much. And actually, I'm going to start sending this army over to meet with these as well, along with these 3 stalkers. I'm going to try to push in this front and back door, see what kind of damage I can do. I did put that forge down. I'm going to put some cannons around my nexus to watch out for any Muta Rush, because those are very deadly against probes. So as you can see here, he is going for an expansion away from his natural, because he knows that I'm watching that natural and outside his front and back door, so it's very smart of him to do so. But it's a little early. So I'm going to march in here with this army over here and this army over here. This army is going to distract his army while I come in from the back. Those Hydras and those roaches are going to do terrible damage to my Zealots, but I did do horrible micro with my stalkers. That is my fault, and I'm going to lose quite a bit of my army here, but he is going to lose just a little bit of his. So I'm going to be forced to pull out, and this stalker is sitting here doing nothing, I guess taking a coffee break. But on the lighter side, I did destroy quite a bit of his stuff. My APM is going pretty high. I'm pretty happy with that, as I am not always too good at 1v1s, but this time I managed to do a pretty good job. As you can see, 2 Zealots, Sentry, and a Stalker are going to go and sit over here. I'm going to combine with this army, and I'm going to push in. So I am warping at a Twilight Council, going to get Blink, and then later on I will get Zealot Legs, which is actually very useful with Micro. So here comes, I am marching in with this nice sizable force that I built up in just a few seconds. Just sniping out that Overlord, gonna go ahead and attack. Here comes his main army. This is a pretty big fight. I am gonna let that Sentry die, pick up that block, and unfortunately his army is going to go down, and it's not too good for him. So he's gonna send in his queen too late to attack. It is going to go down. And he calls GG, and that is my first 1v1 game that I'm actually putting up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay tuned. I will be putting up more videos. And thanks Husky for putting up the community. This is OctaneZero, the OZ, signing out.